Hello, my YouTube friends and family. It is Erica with Erica Murphy Ministries. I have a word, actually a few words, but a word that I want to release to you all. I'm going to go over first again, quickly, what events are coming up and where I'll be. There's still some that are in works, and I'm not sure when to release them or when I'm going to, but there's still some things going on. So next week, next Friday and Saturday, I will be with my ministry team in Lubbock, Texas. Next Friday night at 7, we're going to be at the Church of the Blessed International. It's at 4810 Avenue P in Lubbock, Texas, and this is a women's conference. All of these are free events, and they're going to have dinner and things after that too. So come. I'm not sure what the limit is there. I'm not sure. And then Saturday, we were going to be at the 7777 Barn, and that's again in Lubbock, Texas at 7 p.m. And it is 414 North FM, 1729, Lubbock, Texas. If you need any more information or anything, you all can message me, and I'll get as much information back to you that I can. The next event is going to be September 28th at 7 p.m. In Huntsville, Alabama. Ryland Community Event Center, 291 Ryland Pike, and that is in Huntsville, Alabama. Again, we are having our Unveiling the Deep Women's Retreat. Now, the one at the barn and the one at the Huntsville, Alabama, the one at Lubbock at the barn Saturday, and Huntsville, Alabama on September 28th, that's men or women, whoever wants to come to that. But the women's meeting is on August 23rd at Lubbock, Texas, at the Church of the Blessed International. That's for women. And then November 15th through the 17th, we are going to be having Unveiling the Deep Retreat. Our ministry team usually puts that on every year, a couple times a year. It's going to be in Campton, Kentucky. If you want to know information about that, this is a women's retreat. Message me at triedbbyfir@gmail.com. All my information, if you want to message, if you want to sow, if you feel led to sow into this ministry, all the information is in the information box below on the YouTube channel. I always copy and paste that. We're going to be also, I'm not sure, I think it's Cleveland, Tennessee. We will be there. I can't remember the day. It's going to be in November. We're going to do a prophetic conference for 2 days, do some teaching. So it's a 2-day event. So look out for that, and I will let you all know. I think we were in works for something in Florida. Again, if you want to host our team, Blue Flame International Ministries, let us know. We also do a mentorship. It's on Facebook, all that information. I know some of you all don't have Facebook. That's why I wanted to release this. But I have a couple quick words. Well, I'll give you the first one that I have. It's a quick one, but it is an encouraging word. So I've wrote down some things some dreams and words I hear, and I don't release everything. Now, I do dream every night. Not all of it, guys, is from God. It's not, sometimes it's in ourself. I do sometimes teach on dreams. Sometimes it's our wants and needs. That's what discernment's about. It's discerning, good and evil and man's spirit and man's wants and needs. And sometimes it's, my heart that I dream about. And then sometimes it's demonic, absolutely, many times. And then, like I said, I do every night. I don't remember all my dreams. I don't. Sometimes I wake up and and then sometimes throughout the day or a week, I'm like, oh, I dreamt that. And it just comes back in pieces. And, I wait on the Lord to tell me. So I don't release everything that I hear. Sometimes it's just for me. Sometimes it's a word that, I need to pray into, even for people, other people, not just myself. God, that's what true discernment is not only God showing you things about other people, but about yourself and things you need to work on and we need to work on, right? And He does that to me. He's a good Father. He corrects and He chastises those He loves, and I'm pleased that He does that. I love God. So on 8/10, I had this dream that I went to college. And in college, I was going to a dream class, and there was a teacher there, and everyone got into their seats, and it was kind of like the seats had the built-in desks. I know I had those in elementary school, and probably many of you all did too, where you sit in and the desk is built into the seat. So I sat down, and all of a sudden our seats lifted up and we went outside. Now, this college, we were on the top floor, so it was, real tall up. And when I went outside, we were just floating in our chairs. Now, the desks were gone at that point, but we were way up in the sky. And I looked down and I could see mountains. It was kind of like a roller coaster ride, how we're connected. And I was in the front and I was looking down and I kept thinking, oh, I don't have my seatbelt. I don't have my seatbelt on. But I could see everything. I had an aerial view of things. I could see for miles forward and miles back, And when I woke up and I pressed into the Lord, when I woke up, I was like, God, sometimes God tells me right then and there. Sometimes he don't. Sometimes I don't know. Maybe it's weeks before he lets me know, the interpretation. But when I woke up, I was sitting there praying, and I heard the Lord say, it's not about being afraid of heights. It's about being afraid of falling. And I was like, that's it. That's it, God. I was up in the air and I was thinking, where's my seatbelt? Where's my seatbelt? And I didn't have it buckled and I was afraid of falling. I couldn't enjoy, I couldn't take in and get all the knowledge of where I was, in the elevation. And this is a time that God is elevating. We know that from what August means, which I've said in my previous videos. If y'all haven't seen that, go back and look about August. And it means a time of elevation. And we're going to get to that point of where God is going to elevate us, but you can't back down and be scared when he gets you there. When you get there, you can't be scared of the heights because you're afraid of falling. How many times have people gotten promotions, not just in the spirit, but in the physical? And, God has called them to business, to great things, to, big ministries and churches, and called us to step out in faith to other countries and to connect with other people. And how many times have we backed up thinking, this is too much for me. I'm afraid I can't do this. And God is calling forth people right now with courage. He's calling us to step forth into what he has called us to do, who he has called us to be. This is the season for that God is calling us forward. He's calling us out of our comfort zones. He is calling us up higher and higher. This is a time that is going to be glory to glory. We're going glory to glory at this time. But, just like me, Ezekiel had to, God told him to eat the scroll before he could release the word to Israel. He had to eat it. And I don't know about you all, but before I release words, most of the time, I'm eating them. I'm eating that scroll. I'm like, Lord, I'm getting ready, aren't I, Lord? I'm getting ready to eat it before I could even release it. And that was just like this dream, because I was scared. I was like, where's my, I was focused on that. I wasn't focused on where God had me and that I could see, like eagle's eyes. I could see far and I could see, back. And I heard the Lord say, this is where my dreamers sit. They sit up above in the atmosphere, in the heavens, and they can see. They have an aerial view, just like the eagles. Usually people correspond prophets with eagles, right? And that's what God was telling me, is that you set up and you have an aerial view. And, I was in that dream class, and when we went out, we could see where we were at. We could see everything down below, but we have to focus on that and what God is showing us, what he is teaching us, what we are hearing, and not really, am I going to fall? We got to trust God. Where he puts us, trust him that he is going to get you through it. He's going to get you to wherever you need to be. He's going to be there. I was looking up eagles and I thought about it, and I thought, okay, Lord, you've got us up high. You've got us up on this perch as being an eagle, but are you going to leave us? But if you look up, and I was researching about eagles, the mother eagle, she never, some say she pushes the eagles out of the baby eaglets, I guess you call them, out of their nest and just lets them go. But that's not so. If you really research it, she is always around. She's always there. Glory to God. God is always there. I want to encourage you today. He is always there, no matter what level you're on, no matter where you're at, no matter if you are in a bad position, if you're in a bad spot, if you've lost everything, or if you're way up here high. Trust him. There was a saying I've seen, or a picture that I've seen of a lady. She was on the edge of the cliff, and she was afraid. She was afraid to jump off, and she said, oh, But what if I fall? And the voice of the Lord said, oh, my darling, but what if you fly? So I want to encourage you today. Fly high. Enjoy the aerial views. Listen to what God is saying. You know, there's so many voices right now in the Christian world. And search God's voice. Even things that I tell you, take it to God. Take it to Him. Let Him confirm. I love you, friends. God loves you. You all have a great evening and a great night. We'll talk soon.